Hi, so I decided to do this video today because I get asked about my design process a lot because I do have a lot of original designs and I don't know, I just like I get asked how I come up with them and stuff, and I was trying to think if I like had a certain process, but I really don't. So it's always hard to answer those questions. I do have some tips for coming up with original designs, so that's what this video is gonna be. I'm gonna give you some of my tips for original designs and like how I come up with them and things like that. I just wanted to say something before I go into that because I just wanted to say that the amount of original designs you have doesn't like rate how good of a loomer you are. I see a lot of people trying to come up with original designs, and I don't know if that's because they want to make something or because they feel like they have to because everyone does it kind of thing. So I just wanted to say that because I see original designs like being I don't know, it's just like suddenly everyone wants to have one, or at least from what I see. And I usually design things because it's easier to me than following a tutorial for some odd reason, and it's what I like to do, so I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just design, but that's just me. But you don't have to make original designs if you don't want to, and you shouldn't feel pressured to. So yeah, just make original designs because you want to make something. I just don't want anyone to feel like you're a better loomer the more original designs you have, because you're not, honestly. Like, I wouldn't consider myself better than some other loomers out there just because I have a lot of original designs. To me, it's kind of like ridiculous, but yeah, because I like a lot of different loomers for different reasons. You know, you can be a loomer who has amazing photos, or you could be, you know, someone who does really cool color combos or makes amazing bracelets. Like, you don't have to have original designs. I just wanted to say that. Actually, a shout out to this girl I follow, Happy Loom Official. I love her photos. I'll put one on the screen and I'll ask her if it's okay if I can put her in the video. But she does very different photos. I don't know, she like ups the saturation and puts like sparkles. I don't know. I always like seeing her photos, and she usually makes just like zooms and sometimes she makes my designs. But yeah, I really like her photos. Also, I just noticed this girl, my hair never cooperates. But yeah, but if you really want to make original design, or maybe you've had an idea it's just not working out, I guess here are some tips so maybe it'll work out better this time. So my number one tip for something is like making original designs is make something you want to make. I get a lot of requests to make things, like a unicorn has been requested for so long, and I'm trying, guys, but I honestly don't want to make a unicorn that much. Like, I mean, it would be cool to have one, so I've almost got one, but I don't know. Like, if I'm not inspired to make something for whatever reason, it's 1,000 times harder to make something. So make something you actually would want to make or want to see. And don't do something, I guess, just because you think people will watch the tutorial or because it'd be popular. Make something you like. So if you like a certain animal, make it, you know? Like, just make whatever makes you happy. Usually that's what I do. It'll be rare that I make something from request. Usually I literally just go along with whatever I want to make, or I'll get an idea. So that's probably my number one tip, is just make something you like. So my second tip is actually try to think of the shape you want and how you want it to look. So when you're making an animal or like something, usually, because we're like Rainbowloom fans, we rarely go realistic. So you're gonna try to want to think of how you want it to look. I don't think original designs will end up good if you're just like kind of just like going for it without any plan at all. You should have a more or less like thought and outcome of how you want it to look. But yeah, try to think of the shape you want more or less. Like, is the thing you're making, say if it's like a unicorn, we're using the unicorn example, is it going to be like a sitting unicorn? Is it going to be like on all fours? Or is it going to be like a chubby unicorn? You probably want to work all this out before you even start. Just like the general shape. I'll never usually like draw it out or anything. I think my brain is pretty good at like, oh, this is how I want it to look. Also, think of how you're gonna like achieve the shape, because the way after you've made a lot of lumigurumi things, you're gonna notice like you increase to go outwards, obviously you decrease to go inwards. So you're gonna want to think of where you're gonna want to do that and like how many rows. So a lot of it I think is just practice, because I've been doing lumigurumi for so long. I can usually be like, oh, I want like it to go out here, so I'll just like increase 2. But a lot of that is also just practice, because because I've been doing macrame for so long, I feel like I know how many I need to increase usually to get the look I want, which is why now I just seem to come up with designs so fast, is because I already know, like, oh, I want it to go out like this much, so I'll probably only have to increase this many times. So that's just like a practice thing. And then just like I said, you're gonna want to find a place to start. So like, are you gonna start with the head? Are you gonna start with the body? Like, where are you gonna start? And then build off of it would probably be a good tip as well, because, you know, I would say probably start with the biggest thing first, because that's gonna make the most sense. Like with all my designs, I'll usually just start with whatever is going to be the biggest, and then I make smaller things around it. But also keep in mind, if you're trying to make smaller designs, bands can really only go so small, so you're gonna want to keep that in mind with what you're doing. And of course, I do this, is you're gonna want to save your fails, because usually your fails are like almost their attempts but not completely there, but you can go back and look at them. So I don't think it's good if you take them apart. I mean, you could take them apart probably after you're done with the design, but I'd say if you're doing it like actively, don't take apart your fails. Also, because your fails may not be as bad as you think they are. Sometimes, like, if something has legs or wings or something, I'll make multiple legs and wings and I'll just try them all on. Like I said, I usually attach stuff at the end, but I'm trying to get better at attaching stuff during the design. But like I said, with attaching stuff at the end, you can just, like, the first time you do it, attach it like with tying, and then the second time figure out where to place them. It's probably more work, but that's how I do it. But yeah, keep your fails, you know, try different things. But yeah, save your fails. But if you're really low on bands, just take them apart afterwards. So if you're like designing something, keep all your fails, because there's probably little bits that are right in what you consider wrong. So, or maybe you would get inspired to make something else. So yeah, I think it was one of the seahorses. I don't have a seahorse design, but I tried to make a seahorse, and I just wanted to make a seahorse. I'm still gonna try because I have an idea, but I can't get the shape to look right. So I was trying to make a seahorse. I don't know if I've said this on the channel before. And the way I did the nose and stuff inspired me to make my worm string design because of like how thin the nose was. So yeah, sometimes you'll find little bits in your designs that might inspire you to make something else, so keep them. And this is probably my last tip, is you're probably not going to get it right on the first try. It is so rare for me to get something right the first time. The first time you make anything, it is more than likely going to have something you want to fix. It is going to be slightly wrong. It is very rare that I like ever do it right first try, so just know that you're probably gonna fail. It's part of the process. You're not a horrible loomer if you can't get it right on the first try. It takes multiple tries. Also, another tip is you're probably not gonna first try, but always think to improve things. I don't know if this is just me because I'm picky, but I don't like to release my designs until they are pretty much perfection, in my opinion. So if you do something first try, never think like, oh, it's good enough just because you feel like you need to have it done. I feel like this is mainly one of my problems, is like people expect tutorials from me, so I'm expected to have my design perfected by a certain time. But never feel pressured to put out a design until you think it's perfect. I definitely don't do that. That's why when people say, do you have an upload schedule? The honest answer is no, because I try to make basically everything until I'm happy with it before I even release it to you, because even if though you guys are like, oh my god, I think it's perfect, I'm like, no, it could be better. Another thing is, like, I'll ask my family about it, and sometimes if you ask like family and people, you could also be just like too picky sometimes, but most of the time it's like I'll ask my family or whatever about a design, and I'm like, oh, what do you think about this? And they're like, oh my god, it looks so good, and then I fix something and then they're like, oh, that looks better. So don't be afraid to fix things, even if everyone already thinks it's amazing. Sometimes little fixes do make it better and they just don't know what you're thinking. So I would say try it. I think this is pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. The last thing was just, oh my god, please check that your designs are original. I swear you guys sometimes never look. I think you guys just posted out there you've never looked, or you really want it to be original, because lately I haven't been coming after people whose designs are original because I'm tired. And but I see designs and I'm like, you know that's not original, right? Like, you're joking. Please tell me you're joking. And they're not. But please check his original. Check Instagram and check YouTube. Do it for me. I'm kidding. No, seriously. Also, don't be mad if someone tells you it's not original. I honestly think it doesn't matter, like, when people get mad when it's original or not, it's because they want to make a tutorial or something, or they're doing it for some other reason, because if you're making for yourself, I really don't think you care or not it's original. But like I said, I make most of my designs for me, so I don't care if someone was to come and be like, oh, that's not original. I mean, okay, I won't make a tutorial, but I still made it. It still made me happy, so. Also, I feel like everyone's confused on what a variation is, so I might do a video dedicated to explaining that, because I'll tell people like, oh, it's a variation, and they'll be like, what? And like, y'all stress me out. I'm joking. So I think that is it for this video. I hope you can go make something you've wanted to make but had no idea where starting. I hope this helped some of you. Like I said, I don't really have a specific process, so it's kind of hard, but I am filming a video right now trying to show my designing process. I don't know if I like that video though, so it may or may not come out depending on so many things. But yeah, so subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I'm always working on new tutorials and things. But yeah, I think that is it for this video. I hope your original designs turn out okay. Don't get mad when they're not original, and please check their original. Do it for me, if anyone. But yeah, I think that is it, so I don't know why I always do this, but I think that is it, so bye.